Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. This is probably going to be my final Big Brother update. If you all did not watch the night of the show, that was Wednesday night, the finale night, I did a live with Charles Warren. Please go to his channel and check it out. It was me, Charles, Jared, Drew from Angel Cakes. Is it Angel Cakes Entertainment? And Busy Blue. We had a good time talking about the predictions of the finale, and then me, Charles, and Jared did another live after the finale, and we talked about everything that went down. That one wasn't too long, but we just had a good time Wednesday night. You all know whenever I go live, I come back and do a video just to conclude everything on my channel. I feel like I said everything I had to say. I probably will make one more Big Brother video after this one, because today and over the weekend, I plan to go watch all of the lives and the exit interviews. I really want the perspective, more of the jury. I heard of some drama going down. I heard Janelle said something. I don't know because I haven't researched it all. So this weekend, I want to just go through all the lives and listen to what everyone had to say and kind of do a final, let's wrap it all up. But today, I just want to give you my point of view of finale night. Let's jump right into it. We already know Nicole won part 1. We see part 2 of the HOH competition. It's pigs flying. You got to take a picture. You got to know the correct people. I like the competition. I really did like the competition. It looked hard. It looked hard as hell to me to see how you can get those pigs to all get out of frame at the same time. That looked very challenging. I thought it was a great competition. Enzo did it in 37 minutes and Cody did it in 4. I'm gonna say this one last time, production. I wanted Cody to win it. I wanted Cody to win the whole thing. This headband is not really adding, but it's getting on my nerve. Anyway, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. I believe the segment took longer than 4 minutes. And you trying to tell me Cody did it in 4 minutes? I believe he beat Enzo. I was with Enzo. What you do this in 15 minutes, 11. I would have even gave Cody 10. I would have even gave him 10 minutes. Before, all right, y'all. I mean, it is what it is. The best part was Enzo's meltdown. Y'all saw what I said about Enzo. I was rooting for Enzo to win. I thought if Enzo could articulate his game in a certain manner, he could probably pull a couple of jury votes. We're going to talk about that later. But that meltdown of, man, just go ahead and take Nicole, yo. You know, yo, you already won this. You and Nicole, y'all just vote me out, man. You already know. And I'm like, are you serious? And it wasn't just, okay, the initial reaction. Man, I'm happy for you. I'm not hating, but you know, like Cody couldn't even celebrate, like, yes, I did. Like, he couldn't even do none of that because Enzo was in total meltdown. And then he went back later and was like, I'm just going to get 3rd place. And I'm like, I cannot believe in an All-Stars season, we have someone in the final 3 melting down and ready to give up the game. At this point, as an All-Star, once you see you lost, I don't care if you lost by 60 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how bad you lost. Your mind should immediately focus to, I got to now talk to Cody, talk to Nicole, say whatever I got to say, and have them bring me to the final 2. I got to trash Cody to Nicole. I got to trash Nicole to Cody. I got to be the one they bring to the final 2. That's where his mind should have went. Click. Yeah, have a little meltdown, 30 seconds. As an all-star, you got 30 seconds to be like, damn, you did this in 30 minutes. I did it in 30. You did it in 4. Give yourself 30 seconds and then move on. it's still a lot of game left to be played. And once I saw Enzo melt down like that, I was completely off the Enzo train. I was like, bye. But anyway, let's move on. We got to see the jury segment. I was so excited about the jury segment because I want to know the jury's point of view, but I saw my girl Davon front and center. She was the queen of the jury. She was the moderator. She was in charge of the jury. I was happy to see that. Dr. Will didn't get no Zoom meeting in, so bye. I really hope Davon can take this over. Davon is very entertaining to the newer viewership of Big Brother. Davon is well known. Everyone knows Mama Davon, whatever you call her. Call her Davon. That's what she liked to be called. But anyway, more people know Davon than they know Dr. Will. It's been plenty. It's been plenty of jury segments where Dr. Will have walked in and people did not know who he was. So I think it's time for them to pass the torch. I think Davon would be a great person to pass that torch to. But anyway, the one thing that stuck out to me in jury management was David didn't know what jury management was. And he was like, what is jury management? And they explained it to him. I have a love-hate with David. I really do. A lot of people think I hate David. I don't hate David. I think David is an entertaining person on my TV screen. But when it comes down to Big Brother, strategy, having any clue of what's going on in the game, David was not it. He definitely did not deserve to be on All Stars. And that's just point blank and period. So moving on from that, we got a little bit of insight from Ian on Nicole. Like, I thought if Nicole was sitting in the final two, I thought Ian was a locked-in vote for Nicole. I heard in the YouTube streets that Ian did know that something went down between Memphis, Nicole, Danny, and was it Cody? Those four were in the room when Memphis was making fun of Ian, and they all got called into production. And, you know, I think, did production leak to them that their endorsements were pulling back, or did they just tell them to stop? I don't know. I didn't follow the live feeds that close. But Ian wasn't feeling it for Nicole. He said at least Memphis, or was it Tyler? At least Tyler in the goodbye messages was explaining the telephone group. Production allowed that. Like, once Tyler left, everybody started doing it. So I'm assuming a lot of people were explaining their games. It's only what production wants you to see. I don't know how to, but he appreciated Tyler explaining the telephone group over Nicole. And everybody gonna lose my best friend. You know how she did. You know how she was trying to act. Ian said he would have preferred Nicole just to be straight up with him, tell him about the telephone group, and say, I couldn't save you, so I had to vote you out. Not all that, some product in my hair. Not all that bullshit Nicole was doing. So I appreciated hearing that from Ian. Kevin kind of called out Cody's social game, saying that Cody made people feel like it was their fault for leaving. Like, I had to vote you out because you was trash. And instead of saying, I had to vote you out because you were a great player, you were a threat to my game, or I heard you were coming for me. You know, Cody did not have a social game. He was not a very approachable person. I don't know. Let's move on for that, because Kevin is someone's live I want to go back and see, because I heard Kevin had a lot to say about Davon. I heard Kevin had a lot to say about Memphis. So he's someone who I'm going to revisit in my next video, because I definitely want to see his live. Like, I heard Bailey was talking some good shit on Instagram stories. She was like, or was that Janelle? One of them was like, now that their contract is over, they ready to spill tea. And so that's what I'm looking for this weekend. I'm looking for all the real tea now that we done with CBS. That's what I'm looking for. Because I heard Bailey said she wanted to read some bitches, but Julie hurried up and asked her another question. I said, girl, you should have still read their asses. You should have still said what you had to say. But anyway, let's move on. There was a segment where Davon said something about Franzo, about them repairing their friendship, their trust, and Christmas checked her and Davon checked Christmas back. A question I had is, was it Davon's fault for trusting Nicole? I want to say one of Davon's and Bailey's biggest mistakes in the game, and mostly Davon's, because I believe Bailey didn't really want to trust Tyler. Like, Bailey did not want to trust Tyler, but Davon was open to repairing relationships. And I think Davon would have done a lot better by saying a big middle finger F you to Nicole, because she was there in the beginning. Like, in the beginning, she was like, I can't trust Nicole. She not gonna fuck me twice. All of that good stuff. But she was more focused on repairing that relationship with Nicole and wanting to trust in Danny, when she should have focused on the people who were not in that. Like, they were talking about the Slick Six. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but y'all know how I do. And Bailey was telling, Julie, the Six Slick should have never even happened. And the whole time I'm like, yes, because the Slick Six was never real. It was never real to Enzo, Tyler, Danny, and Cody. The Six Slicks, damn, I hate that name. The Slicks, I can't never say that shit right. I'm happy that's over. That alliance for those 4 people was just an insurance policy for if Bailey or Davon ever came into any kind of power, they can say, oh, we the Slicks. Go for the other people in the house. We the Slicks. They never had, and it showed, they never had any intention of ever protecting Davon or Bailey. They just created this alliance as an insurance policy to pacify them, to make them think they had some coverage. They should have never trusted them in the first place. I can't go back and do that revisionist history. I hope that's the right word. Ain't nobody correct me, so I'm gonna say it's right. I can't go back and say what shoulda, coulda, woulda, and all that. But I really feel like that was the downfall of the game. Instead of saying F you to the people that fucked them over the first time, they should have been gunning for Tyler. They should have been gunning for... They should have voted Tyler's ass out when they had... They should have tried to work with Janelle. Like, how can you love Janelle so much but then still vote her out? And not... When y'all could have saved her. The outsiders had the votes. Let's move on. I do think it's Davon's fault for trusting Nicole. She should have never trusted Nicole. I already said all that. Okay, I wrote it down. Okay, so what did I say? Was Nicole ever really trying to work with Davon? No. I feel like Nicole used Davon. She used Davon's kindness of wanting to rebuild trust. She used her she used that kindness as a weakness. And I don't appreciate that, but I said, was that a game move though? I could never trust nobody like Nicole, who did me the way that she did me the first time. I don't see how you voted for her. I was happy for Davon to say she was not voting for Nicole, because you heard me, girl. I was going to read you. It was going to be a read fest if you would have voted for Nicole. So I'm happy she would not have voted for Nicole. But let's move on, because pretty much for that jury segment, it was Cody's game to lose. Everyone was like, who's going to get rid of Cody? If no one gets rid of Cody, he wins. That's pretty much what the jury was talking about. What I want to hear in some of these exit interviews was, what made everyone want to work so hard for Cody? Like, what made you ride for him? And if you saw everybody was riding for him, why did no one ever want to say, let's get him out? And then we still the telephone group, like we still AT&T, but we could cut off this service. We ain't gotta have this bundle right here. I don't know why no one ever, it was like, I don't think anyone ever wanted to comfort Cody, and the people who did, he did get them out. He did get them out. So, moving on. So now we at the final HOH. The final HOH I was pissed off about because to me, a big part of Big Brother is social game. A big part of Big Brother, yes, competitions. Yes, you have to know your days, and you have to remember stuff for like OTEV and what's that other one? It's a couple of competitions where you have to know the orders of things and stuff like that. But what I usually like every final HOH part 3 is always, how well do I know the people in the jury? I'm going to ask you a question, A, B. It could have been A, B, or C. Which one of these is false statements about me personally? How well do you know me? Part 3 of that final HOH is always an opportunity for the two people to show their social game. How well do they know the people that they put on the jury? And usually the people who don't know the people, who don't have the best social game, they lose. And that's the part where they give it to you for the social game. Part 3 this season of All Stars, where they didn't recognize social game at all. At all. Part 3 was all about who got voted out 4th, 5th, 6th, who left this competition 5th, who dropped first. Like, it was all game related. So if you really sat up and studied and memorized the game, you would want it. It didn't have anything to do with knowing someone personally. And I like that. It's kind of like the dating game. Is Davon's favorite color pink or blue? You know, it ain't that easy, but it's like that. And I miss that. What I'm going to say, them questions was hard as hell. I've never played Big Brother, so I don't know how easy it is to memorize who fell 5th off of the wall, who played HOH before so-and-so was evicted. Like, I got all of them wrong. I got all the answers wrong because, you know, I like to play along if I can. I ain't memorized none of that shit. But for whatever reason, Cody got every single last one of them correct. And my eyes were shifting. I was like, because peep this. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't mind being wrong. The whole HOH, Cody always took a long time to put his answer back in the block. And he was always shifting his eyes to the left, like he could never, like Nicole the whole time, when she put her thing back, she was focused to the front looking at Judy. Cody was always looking like he was looking at something. And I was like, are the answers wrote over there? Like, how does he get every single last one of them? Now, mind you, Nicole only missed one. So it just seems very weird how now everyone wants to say, oh, Cody is really smart. He's so smart. But the producers were giving him the dummy segments. Like, he doesn't know what a Californian is. He ain't never heard of this. He don't know that. You know, they was giving him, he got the Zingbot said he had the lowest IQ in the house. How do you get the dummy at it, but then is the smartest one in the house who can memorize everything and figure out all the codes? Move on, because this next is the best part of the whole season. So now we at the final thing. Julie is like, Cody, who getting ready to go home? And so now I get life. I get to get my life because everyone in the house is teary-eyed. Nicole is already frazzled. She's already frazzled. Enzo is begging. He's begging his ass off. Cody, you know my kids. Like, ain't nobody else got no kids, or ain't nobody else got no ovaries looking to have some kids. Like, okay, you got 2, but we want to have 2 kids one day too. All right, just because you got some now don't mean I don't need this money for later. You know, let me say this right now, because I'm going to get into having some fun again in a second. To me, Big Brother is not a charity case. It is not a social case. Like, Nobody deserves to win the money because they have 2 kids. Nobody deserves to win the money because they got a stack of medical bills at home. Nobody deserves to win the money because their family just went through some horrific thing and they could use it. Everybody can use $500,000. Okay? Ain't nobody on there Bill Gates. Ain't nobody on there Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry. Ain't nobody got stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks. I don't care how much real estate Janelle sells. I don't care how many restaurants Memphis owns. They ain't to the point where 500K won't help. All right. So I don't like when people turn Big Brother into a charity. We're like, well, he got 2 kids. He really can use it. Okay, I'm getting ready to get married and I'm trying to pop out 2 kids in 2 years so I can use it too. You know, everybody got something they can use some money for. All right. I just had to say that. So don't get on there. You know, I can't be on TV. Don't get on TV begging me for some money because you got 2 kids because I got some too. All right. Moving on. Moving on. Nicole ass got cut and I was just like, yes. I saw the friends with tears. She couldn't believe it. Cody, you know I would always take you to the end. It's been me and you since before this game, you know. And somebody told me, you know, on the Twitter streets, Nicole and Cody are friends outside of the games and their mamas are good friends. So like they're family friends. I didn't know that. I just thought they played, what was that, season 18? Whatever season it was. I just thought they played Big Brother together and they knew each other. I didn't know that they were really friends, but that was funny to me. I ain't even gonna revisit. If you saw previous videos, you know that I needed Nicole to go home. So be quiet, Luke. He about to start barking. Somebody's outside. I don't know what they doing. Please, I hope he don't start barking. But anyway, Nicole and Julie. Nicole is sitting out there talking to Julie, and this right here told me everything I needed to know for Nicole to not win the game. She's saying she knew she was a previous winner, so she wanted to create a weak persona. She wanted to be persuaded as a weak person. And I'm like, bitch, you wanted to be a weak persona. You ain't have to do too much. You did not have to do too much. Like, you are weak. I've already said, I just never get to the end however you need to get to the end. But I just never respect that. Let me hide behind a man. Get rid of all the women. I mean, if you like Nicole's gameplay, you like it. I don't. I don't think she's a very strong game player. Anyway, she says, and these are two, Luca Angelo, stop. Somebody outside doing something. He about to tear up my curtains. I'm about to be mad. Be quiet. She said, reason number one, she said if she would have won that final HOH, she taking Cody to the end. And I'm like, bitch, are you dumb? Are you stupid? Like, you can't even see what's in front of you that Enzo is the person you can beat. You got the confetti dreams, but you want Cody to sit there next to you. You think you really could beat Cody? See, that's reason number one why she's not a good game player. But I think she was lying a little bit. Then she was talking about everybody would have brought Cody to the final 2. Maybe. Probably. She was like, he should have thrown the final HOH. And I'm looking like, bitch, are you really dumb? Like, who throws the final HOH? Nobody. So I was like, girl, Julie, Nicole is up here talking nonsense. Let's move on to the next segment. So let's do that. So we get over to the jury questions. I'm not going to get into each and every jury question because at this point, once Cody is sitting in the end and the jurors know that Cody won that final HOH and they all got the same life that I got when they saw Franzo whimpering to her seat like Davon's face. I don't know how you and Danny are friends because Danny had a little mini, I want to say like a little mini orgasm. Like Danny was over there getting all her joy Like, she just saw her Tennessee when you walked out of there. Danny was so happy to see her BFF Nicole not sitting in the house. That's a true hater ass friend. That is a key friendship. If you ever want to know what it looks like to have a friend who only with you when y'all on the same level or you underneath, and you wonder like what's going on with the friendship when you get a promotion or you lose 30, 45 pounds or you get a new hair weave or you get a new man and they ass is single. Danny is what it looks like to have that kind of hater ass friendship. That's what it looks like. Like, that's my girl. Y'all was in the house kikiing, having a good time, voting everybody ass out, doing all that good shit. But as soon as Danny went home and Nicole got to stay as long as Nicole stayed, I'm telling you, you want to know what that looks like? Look at Danny. Danny is not your friend, Nicole, at all. And disinvite her ass to the wedding. She probably not even gonna come. And then what kind of true friendship? What kind of true friendship do you and Cody have? Because I did watch a little bit of Nicole's exit interview on Rob Has a Podcast. What kind of friendship do you and Cody really have where he ain't invited to your wedding no more, but you gonna give his ass $500,000? Like, he the main one who need to come to the wedding and help you pay for that shit while you charging. Shit, he got it. Let's move on. I said all that to say Enzo got on there in the jury segment talking nonsense. I totally 100% this Enzo talking, giving his final two speech showed me that the producers, when they did that episode Monday night, the producers told Enzo what to say, because Monday night I was feeling Enzo. I'm like, Enzo knows how to articulate his game. He didn't even mention nothing about being outside of the telephone group. Like, he was saying all the good shit Monday night, but when he got in front of the jury, he was talking nonsense. Cody was my pit bull, and I rode his back to the final two. I'm like, so you was a floater. Right. But see, Monday you said you won a few competitions, so you wouldn't be a floater. Excuse me. Which one is it? Enzo did not know how to articulate his game. Cody was talking bullshit. Danny, Tyler, Christmas even called him out. Was like, hey, some of this shit ain't happened, but I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say. Because Cody... move on. Okay. So we got to say hi to the pre-jury. I kind of already told you what they said. We'll get into pre-jury later because I really, like I said, I really want to watch these exit interviews. Congratulations, Cody, for being the winner of BB22 All-Stars. I really do feel like you did deserve it. You won 9-0. I don't... For what the season gave, you deserve to win. Now, some people, was it a Rob Had the podcast? Somewhere I was listening to, they was like, was Cody's win better than Derek's win? Was it better than Dan's win? Because now Cody is like the second person to have a unanimous win and all that. And I was like, everybody, let's not go stupid now. Let's not lose our minds. Yeah, it was All-Stars, but was it really? We called it All-Stars, but was it really? Because I ain't seen not an all or star on my TV screen. None of it. So, no ma'am. No ma'am. He is not better than Derek. One, the T is Derek put together that pregame alliance. Number two, he didn't really make any big moves. He didn't really have to, but he didn't do anything. Number three, Derek and Dan won on their first time around. Like, they were in a fresh season, no pregame, not knowing nobody, and they won. I really think Dan is one of the best players to have ever played Big Brother. I enjoy watching him every season that he has played. Cody is nowhere near that. He didn't have to mastermind anything. He was never in a position of trouble where he had to maneuver his way out. So I don't even think Cody is a top 10 winner. And that's on period. So let's move on. The real winner of the season to me is Devon. She won America's Favorite Player. Congratulations, girl. I think you deserve it. I think you definitely entertained me this season. What do they call you? The meme and gift queen. People say it's this conspiracy that they gave it to Devon. Devon is the first African American to ever win America's Favorite Player, which is sad because we're in 22 seasons. Like that's sad. Nonetheless, we ain't never had one win the game or have, but congratulations, Devon. I think Devon deserves it. The conspiracy is because of the Black Lives Matter movement, everybody getting on CBS for being not as diverse as other shows, that they gave it to Devon to show like, hey, we got a Black America's Favorite Player. Da, da, da. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you true tea, what I really honestly feel. Please, Devon, don't take nothing away from your win because I do think you deserve it. But do I think Devon won it? No, she did not. Number one, as far as African Americans go, we are a clear minority of the people who watch Big Brother. And that it's just a fact. It's not a big show in the African American community. It just is not. Not saying white people only vote for white people. I saw many non-African American people campaigning for Devon to win, but on every poll, every leadership board, Devon was not even in the top 3. It was always Tyler, Janelle, and I want to say Ian. Yeah, like it might have been Tyler, Janelle, and Devon. I don't know, but she was never in the top of the leadership polls. I'm surprised Janelle wasn't in the top 2. I'm surprised they didn't even announce the top 3, but I said it once, I'll say it again. If you can't actually count the votes, see the count, see the running times, see any of this stuff, anything that production has to flash on the screen and we have no way to really know what's going on, production can have a hand in it. I've always said production gives America's Favorite Player to who they want to give it to. I feel like Janelle and Tyler have already won it, so they probably said, let's give it to Devon. It will make us look a lot better, especially for some of the racist things that went on throughout the season. So, yes, I do believe production probably gave it to Devon, but that is not saying that Devon did not deserve it. She definitely deserves it. I really hope to see Devon have a big part of Big Brother going forward. I heard Devon tweet last night that she has a role called Star on The Bold and the Beautiful. I don't watch no more soap operas, girl. You know, I be at work. And once all my children went off, I was done. I ain't got time to be figuring out what's going on in The Bold and the Beautiful, but I wish you all the success over there, and I really hope to see you have a big role in BB23. Not playing, but doing interviews and maybe taking over some jury segments. So now, what else do I have to say? BB23. Someone confirmed that it is coming back next summer. I don't think they're doing anything this winter. It's time to sit down and rest, get through flu season and all that good stuff. Next summer, CBS, we need more diversity, not just racial diversity. We need more class diversity. We need more social standings diversity, and we need more diversity in age ranges. All of that I'm trying to say is we need less Instagram models. We need less people who are on the show just to get their followers up, just to get a role on The Bold and the Beautiful. We don't need people who just trying to get cast on the challenge, because even though I love the challenge, I do. I don't want to see Big Brother turning into a platform for let's get on Big Brother and so bam, we could be repeats over here on the challenge. I don't want to see that. I want Big Brother to get back to gameplay, strategy. I don't need to see 100 showmans. It's like we used to get maybe one showmans a season. Now every season it's like, Okay, so and so with so and so. So I guess that's you left. That's you. We see about 4 or 5 showmances a season. It might be one married person on the whole show. I don't need that. I need some more fun house guests like Rennie. I need some more Michelle's. I need some more Keisha's. Like, go back. BB10 to me was one of the most entertaining seasons ever. We need some more Frankie Grande's. We need some more just entertaining, all out players. Some more, not the Cody who just won, but Jessica's husband, Cody. I actually liked him. As unentertaining as he was, I liked his personality towards the game. Like, I don't give a fuck what y'all alliance over there doing. I could win a comp and I'm gonna put up who I want to put up. I need more people like that. We need more diverse people. We don't need a bunch of followers. We need more people who know the game than who are just here. You cast, showed them one season, and bam, they there to play. You know, give me more. And I honestly feel like I heard one person say it. CBS, if you screw up Big Brother 23 and Big Brother 23 is a flop, it's not diverse. It's not that hard to go through your contestants, whatever you call them, cast, potential cast, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all of that. If they ever use the N-word in any of it, they can't be on the show. Period. If they ever had on a black face on Instagram, they can't be on the show. Period. It's not that hard. Like, if they ever said anything about the LGBT community, they can't be on the show. It's not that hard to go look and see what these people have done. Leave the trash people off the show. If you screw up 23, I think 23 will be the end for you. I really do. I really do. Because, I mean, I really do. Because I think people are like, damn, y'all even screwed up All Stars. Like, how can you screw up All Stars? Anyway, like I said, you guys, like, comment, share. This is a little bit long. I said a lot. I got a lot of the fun things I wanted to get out about the season in this video. We're going to wrap it up. Again, I probably will do one more Big Brother video over the weekend. I plan on watching a lot of the exit interviews, a lot of the contestants' lives. I heard a lot of them went on Instagram lives, looking at some of their stories. I really want to see the true tea. I believe that was Janelle. I want to hear the true tea. I want to know what they really thought, what they couldn't really say. And then we're going to review that because I feel like that's going to be very good. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I guess after Big Brother, I'm doing the challenge. I'm seeing a lot of challenge information come out on my Google alerts. So I think the challenge might be coming soon. So look forward to that. If not, look at some of the other content that I watch and put up. If you're not into Big Brother, I know right now I'm doing Ready to Love. So I will see you all later. Like, comment, share. Bye.